Hey everybody, welcome to A Touch of Gray Matter. I'm your host, Dave Sokolowski. As always, I'm joined by Blackie Smurf, Barry 3D Carter,
Hey.
and the brown streak, Zolf Ali.
That's worse than the first
Was
one.
that fucking better? Well, then shut the fuck up next time. Like, what the fuck is your... I'm introducing you, for fuck's sake.
The first one was an innuendo. The second one was straight up, this is the answer.
Oh. You grabbed the bull by the horn.
Which would you prefer? Which would you prefer? Leaving it to their own imaginations? Or no, just me telling them flat out?
So either way, the answer is always brown.
You grabbed the bull by the horns. Hey, he's calling me Black Smurf, and I'm just going to say, cool. I'm all right with that.
He's black. He's wearing blue. You're brown. You have a streak. Yeah, they don't like brown people either.
Got racist dogs, yo.
I love that episode on
Well, you know what? They didn't care when Russia invaded like Afghanistan or anywhere else because
but Ukraine, they made a fuss.
Well, now they're pissed because they can't have cabbage rolls.
Oh
man, I missed.
All right,
this.
guys. Okay.
All right, are we going to try this again? All right, we're going to just go straight in. We're good. That's good enough intro. You're okay with that, or
I'm fearful of what I would hear next. That's why I'm just jump into it. I don't know.
That's not a problem. I just wanted to. Then a very special thank you to Jaybird Digital Arts for making us look great. Posters, web, EPKs, logos. Trust me, hit the guy up. He's definitely worth it. Sorry, Zolf, take it away.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
If there was a show, a TV show that you wanted to a reboot of, what show would that be? Because for me, it will be
Little Mosque on the Prairie.
I fucking knew it. I knew you were gonna bring that up. She was hot, yo. Even I would watch that show because I'd be like, yo, she's hot.
Oh, okay. So one that we want a reboot of.
Yeah. Like I want Knight Rider to come back, like with like proper people, man. Like and Hasselhoff has to have a special appearance in there for sure.
With proper people, like what do you mean? What do you mean by
I want to see
proper?
no Zac Efron bullshit like in Baywatch the movie. I don't want to see that kind of shit.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. So, yeah, Knight Rider came back a couple of times. Yeah, okay, I got you.
Did they? No, I thought they only had once, right?
This is your topic.
Yeah.
Man, don't you
Knight
have
Rider
Google?
had a reboot? Knight Rider had a reboot?
They brought on... Okay, so there was Knight Rider, and there was Knight Rider 2010 or 2030 or whatever case be. Then the last one was...
Good night, folks.
There was the last one that was Knight Rider, and they did bring Michael Hasselhoff because the new guy could have almost been his son.
David Hasselhoff, you mean?
Yes, David Hasselhoff. You know what I mean? The Hoff, whatever.
The Hoff.
The Hoff.
Michael
He
Knight.
came back in, yeah.
David Hasselhoff.
Knight.
Two totally different people.
I swear it looks like Dave.
Dave's giving up on me. But yeah, they did do one a couple of years back, man. It ran for like a season or two, so...
You got the royal fun. Okay, so what will be your show? Barry, what will be your show?
Right. So because I saw it in my timeline today, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome, and it fits up my kind of thing. It's called Learning the Ropes. So Learning the Ropes was an old school wrestling show where the guy was a teacher by day, but he was a coming up wrestler at night. Yeah. And the fun of the show was they would bring on he was a teacher by day.
Pro wrestlers would come in and hang out.
Yeah, so wrestlers would come and hang out. They would actually go because they filmed with I think like a NWA, and not the rap group. I'm talking the wrestling league. And they would have like the Road Warriors are on there from WWE.
Yeah. I remember
other like
that,
real name wrestlers coming on there playing themselves on the show. So for me being a big wrestling fan and all this reality TV, it's like let's go back to like a good comedy where a guy was a teacher by day and wrestler by night, because it's almost reminiscent of what happens for a lot of them. A lot of them have to have day jobs, and before they hit the big time, do this at night as a passion, like us as comedians. So this really works out well. If they want to do that woke culture, then let's go right down and do it in Mexico, because a lot of them wear masks. That's why you have the luchadors wear masks when they wrestle. So when they go to their normal lives, nobody knows what they look like, and they can go back to being an accountant, a bank manager, a teacher, or whatever case be. So I think it'd be a cool kind of comedy, bringing in the culture, seeing that the curtain's kind of gone back at a lot of this stuff. And people now know about the scripting and the heels and baby faces and the terms they use and all that. I think it would be and having a nice sense of humor with it. So yeah, that would be it. Learning the ropes.
Yeah, learning the ropes, man. I remember watching that in Dubai, man. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I know there was another show, and I can't remember the name of it, but it had on where the guy was a wrestler and the girl was like a Las Vegas showgirl kind of thing. And it was, but he was a wrestler. But I can't remember the name of the show. But she was a good-looking actress, redhead. I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, that's what I'm going with.
That sounds like a porno.
Pin Island special episode. Learning the ropes. One knot at a time. Get the lube and leather. I'm chafing.
It's more like learning the strokes. Dave, what about you, my man?
Soap.
Yes.
Enlighten me, Dave. Don't know about the show.
It aired for 4 seasons. And it was a ripoff of the soap operas.
Okay.
But it had Robert Guillaume as Benson. Catherine Hellman was Jessica Tate.
Yep.
Howard Hessman was in it. John Byrne was in it for a bit. Billy Crystal in one of his earlier roles where he played a homosexual named Jody Dallas.
Man. It was so good.
Ted Wass is Danny Dallas. Richard Mulligan is Bert. It was just a phenomenal cast, and it was so fucking funny. Like the way the writing and everything else was perfect, and it was like it was your typical soap opera bullshit, right? Like it's 2 families, one's rich, one's barely making ends meet. One of their family members obviously was gay, who was Billy Crystal. The other son was in the mob.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was the Jewish mafia, because his boss was Mr. Lefkowitz. The other son had a serious mental issue, and he was a ventriloquist. And it was Chuck, Jay Johnson and Bob, who were Chuck and Jay on the show. And then in the rich family, like the one sister's a whore who had a son with a priest. The dad was an embezzler who was sleeping around with all the secretaries. Benson, there was also a spin-off called Benson.
Yes. Where
he became a governor's aide, but he started out on soap.
Yep. That was the spin-off, and that was successful.
It was. And it only lasted for 4 seasons, and it was probably some of the funniest things I've ever seen on TV.
Bro, it's got 8.2 on IMDb, man. That's amazing. Yeah. I'll look at it right now.
That's the show to watch.
If you want, I will lend you the DVDs.
That is a show to watch.
Let me check if I have it on the box. If I don't, then yeah. I'm surprised none of you guys said the the show V.
But it got remade.
Yeah, it was remade a little while ago. It wasn't as good as the first one.
Oh yeah, see, that's what I meant. Like, it has to be good.
Oh, he's trying to save himself.
No, it's okay. I mean, like, you know what? If you just want to throw out ideas and don't do any fucking work on it, by all means, Barry and I will just fucking clear it up. We'll just drag you along and make like a big streak along the floor.
I need you to understand something. A lot of these remakes never made it to Dubai, man. So I only got to see the original. I never saw the other stuff, like, the remakes. Like, when you told me Knight Rider had a remake, I was like, what is this guy talking about?
Yeah, man.
Cool. How long have you been here?
10 years now.
Okay, well, V was done since you were here.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
I
Yep.
didn't have cable. Man, I was a poor man when I came to Canada. I was still working the antenna, the rotor.
The backpedaling is strong with this one.
I mean, like, honestly, if he's not going to do any work for her, why should I?
Oh, Jesus. Wrong. So wrong.
Okay, now what
Hey,
about
at
the
least
shows?
I showed up.
That's what I'm saying. At least I showed up to contribute. I'm not busy checking salt, tasting salt.
Then I'm still
Okay,
looking for that other show.
I see Benson. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, emptiness.
Yeah, Benson, Soap. Those are classics you can't get away from, man. You gotta, that'd be nice to see. V, of course, I said was redone. Knight Rider was redone. Soap, yeah. If they had to do Soap now, though, that would be. See, I would go with Soap. And you know what I want to see? A reunion show.
I don't think you could, though.
Oh,
I don't think you could do Soap now. No,
Would you
because there was a lot of topics that, like,
They're taboo now. PC.
yeah, like it's too out of control, and I don't know. Even just rebooting it and doing it again, like when they brought The Office over from England,
Right.
the first season was all like word for word, pretty much, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I know they've tried to do it with IT department or the IT crowd.
IT crowd.
Yeah. They've tried to bring it here, and it just died. But I don't
Shameless,
think you'd be. I don't think you'd be able to do. Yeah, Shameless was the same thing, but I don't think you'd be able to do Soap nowadays. Like the one line that I always remembered, which I thought was like just fucking brilliant, and this is from when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
The character Jessica is in jail for killing her lover, who is also her daughter's lover. And as she's in jail, Benson comes in dressed in a suit carrying a briefcase. And she's all happy to see him. And he's like, well, yeah, I'm your lawyer. She's like, you're a lawyer too? He's like, yeah, I'm from the law firm, like, Dewey, Beatum, Howe, and Black. I'm black. Like, it was just stuff like that where, like, Bert had issues where he was mentally unstable and he thought he was invisible for a while.
Yes.
And people just couldn't see him, and he just like snap out.
I think culture is too sensitive right now for Soap.
Well, and that's why, like,
that's the beauty of it back then, right? I mean, now they're too sensitive. Same thing, like I was gonna say, give me a reunion show of Married with Children, but the crowd is, I think, the temperature social temperature is too sensitive. Like when you watch the past episodes of Married with Children, you're like,
bro,
man,
it
those
is
guys
so crusty,
right.
So crusty, and the way he picks on like makes fun of women. Oh, bro.
Come on, he had a club called No Ma'am.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, if they were to do it now, I know fans were like, "Oh, it's great, they're going in again," but you're not going to have the same humor. That humor that made the show so great is going to be offensive today. I can't believe the writers made him say that or they aired that episode. And that's the thing that takes away from it. This is why we got to enjoy the originals for they are, and it's almost like a guilty pleasure. You can't say, "What are you watching?" Don't worry about it, my uptight next door neighbor. Let me sit here and watch my crusty show.
anything Mel Brooks did, Young Frankenstein wouldn't be able to be done today. Blazing Saddles, definitely no fucking way. The producers, I mean, like, it was redone as a musical, and it was great.
Thing from Spaceballs.
Oh yeah,
they're greeting
President Scrooge. Well, I mean, like, even take a look at like his History of the World, right? History of the World Part 1.
See, I tell people about that because I saw it when I was a kid.
And then at the end, it was talking about like what's coming up in Part 2, like Hitler on ice and Jews in space.
No way, man! It was like another UK troupe, and they were called by Carry On. That was their name. So every
they
the
did
Carry On series, yeah.
They couldn't. No,
bro.
Yeah, no, they couldn't do Carry On now, and they definitely couldn't do Benny Hill. No, Benny Hill went. No.
Benny Hill, come on, bro.
Well, even still, John Cleese.
Yes.
So that whole incident from a couple of weeks ago. I know. It's somewhat off topic, on topic, whatever. He was talking about. He was doing a show, and he was talking about how he feels he should be compensated, or reparations should be sent to him.
Yes.
Or like, because, it's not just England who is overthrowing all these countries and whatnot. Like, people overthrew England earlier on too, like the French and the Romans, and and they were really, really mean to everybody. So he's talking about this, and if you know anything about John Cleese, like, everybody has issues when I say something. They're all kind of like, is he serious? John Cleese is the master at that. Like, I'm here at that level.
Right.
Cleese is like up here. So he is on stage doing this. One of the hosts kind of came out, pulled the mic from him, and was like, no, you can't be saying that stuff. And he's like, I'm sorry. Do you not know who the fuck I am? Like,
who you hire. I mean, that's his humor.
Let's look at the history of Monty Python, though. Yeah. Like, they had a scene where they were chasing, like, they had 50 or 60 topless women chasing a guy down and him jumping off a cliff in The Meaning of Life.
Yep.
The fat guy at the lunch.
Just a wafer, sir. Just a wafer.
Excuse me, sir. Would you like a wafer after? Fuck off. I'm full. Hello, sir. How are you doing today? Better. Better, sir? Better get a bucket, I think I'm going to puke.
So yeah.
So I mean, like to sit there and go, whoa, no. You can't say that stuff. Like, fuck off. You know, like it's like walking up to Eddie Murphy going, I really think you should stop using the N-word. Just saying. But I mean, like, and I think that's a lot of it too. I mean, like, yeah, I'd love to see some stuff get remade, but with today's climate and everything else, fucking people
World's
suck.
too PC. Yeah.
Yep. But here's one last one here for you, Zolf, from my list, man. Still within this wrestling genre. So I remember I told you there's another show and I can remember it. So the show is called Nikki, right? With the main star, Nikki Cox. And it was her and her husband, newlyweds, living in Vegas. As I said, she's trying to work as a professional like Vegas dancer, and he was a professional wrestler. If you look up Nikki Cox, so like Nikki.
Oh, thank God! I spelled it wrong. Something else opened up.
Okay, yeah, Nikki, last name Cox. It ran for 5 seasons. No, number of seasons. Sorry, 2 seasons. 2 seasons. The actress is still. They're both actors still around, but it was named after the main girl, Nikki herself. Yeah. Every time I used to look at this show, and people said who should play MJ in the Spider-Man movie, I always said Nikki Cox if they would have done it earlier enough. Yeah. Yeah. If you see yes now, but if you see her pictures from
a 5.7 rating, bro. 2 seasons.
Look, once again, look up Nikki Cox.
I did.
No, you're looking at the show. I'm looking at the person.
Oh yeah. 100. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
She's married to Jay. She's married to Jay Moore.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. And in that show, her husband was trying to make it as a professional wrestler, and she was trying to make it as, a Vegas showgirl dancer. And yep.
Trying to think, what else is she in?
The most recent thing I knew she was in that TV show called Vegas. I mean, when I say recent, I mean that was a good few years back.
Right, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, she was in the Norm Show. She was in Terminator 2.
Yes.
Nutty Professor.
The Nanny. The Steve Harvey Show. I don't know who she played on Star Trek, The Next Generation. But all I gotta say is, hot damn.
Add to playlist.
But I just like the idea of, once again.
Are you adding it to the playlist, or are you adding it to the playlist?
Is Fitbit's gonna get a workout tonight? Your wife's gonna look at your Apple Watch and go, "Zolf, you were working out for 3 hours straight." One arm's gonna be really massive and sore. Babe, get the A535. I'm cramping up.
Zolf, I need to talk to you. You only have one arm that looks like Popeye's. Why? What's with the massive forearm?
While you guys were looking, I was sitting like this, and I was like, yo, my one shoulder is bigger than the other. I'm like, oh, shit, it's the right one. Damn. And I kept doing, when you edit this, you'll see me going this way. I was like, that's odd. That's odd.
Stuff, and I don't ask questions, man. I just leave it at that. So
no, your shoulders look the same. It's because of that streak that keeps cutting you off there. It looks like.
Yeah, see, I was doing this. I was like, yo, why is my one shoulder down? I'm like, yo, that's the left arm. That's why. Hey, why is this? And then I was like, whatever. I gotta focus on the left.
All right. Well, Zolf has to go jerk off now, so we're gonna end on that. So for Barry 3D Carter, the brown streak, the missing TP.
Oh shoot!
Also, thank you for Jaybird Digital Arts. Remember, there's a lot of good people out in the world, and if you can't find one, be one.